How about a good old-fashioned NFC East showdown to start the season? The New York Giants football team welcoming in their good buddies from Dallas. The play of Dak Prescott this season and starting with this game will be very much under the microscope.
We're not getting off the gas. We're not getting off the gas, or we'll get off our own feet, right?
This is the first time we really get to see what new OC Brian Schottenheimer's touch on Dak and the Cowboys offense will be. Dallas wideout CeeDee Lamb should play a prominent role against New York, close to 1,400 yards, scored 9 times in 2022.
Lamb, caught in one hand!
Lamb was plenty effective in both his games against the Giants last year. Guys he's facing in this game, more or less the same. Dallas swept New York for what it's worth.
That's a big boy play.
Lamb led the league in slot targets last year, so Giants' Adoree Jackson is going to tangle with him a lot. He's New York's nickel corner.
He throws it to Lockett in the right flat, gets slammed down, and then lost the ball, and it's recovered by the Giants' Adoree Jackson.
Prescott will have Michael Gallup to work with, and newcomer Brandon Cooks, a yard under 700 last year, has 6 1,000-yard seasons in his career.
Caught by Cooks, touchdown Houston!
Gallup and Cooks are going to wrangle quite a bit with 2 rookies. Trey Hawkins jumped up the depth chart after being drafted in the 6th round.
With Hawkins in on the coverage to bring him down.
And Deonte Banks, New York's first-rounder, both making their regular season NFL debuts. Cowboys receivers won't be staring at DBs with household names, but New York played QBs respectably in 2022.
The Giants rally to the ball, and the ball game is over.
Dak can't overlook safety Xavier McKinney, cornerback Darnay Holmes. Both held QBs to sub-90 rates last year.
Just rake at the ball, just rip at it. Does a nice job finishing that play.
Giants' pass rush could cause problems for Prescott. Outside linebacker Kayvon Thibodeau, 4 sacks as a rookie, a lot more expected in year 2.
Have a day, fire! Have a day, fire! I'm so tired, I don't know where that came from. Yeah!
Outside linebacker Azeez Ojulari, 5.5 sacks in just 7 games.
See the dip underneath and then continuing to hunt.
Dallas's O-line will be pressed through the middle as well. Defensive tackle Leonard Williams is trying to rebound from a subpar season. Dexter Lawrence is trying to keep his momentum going. Comes off a 7.5 sack Pro Bowl campaign. Those two will also have to play the Cowboys' run game well. Tony Pollard gets his first start as the big man on campus, 5.2 yards per carry, 9 TDs on the ground.
Pollard with a house call.
He will give Giants fans a chance to see what their new linebacker can do. Bobby Okereke makes his debut with the G-Men, over 150 tackles for the Colts.
That's another good play by Bobby Okereke. That one, if he doesn't make that play, looks like they were about to crease that.
Stopping the run may be a bigger deal for Dallas's defense, though. The New York Giants O-face should still feature plenty of Saquon. Barkley, 1,300-plus yards, 10 TDs in his most recent go-around. The guy Cowboys defenders should be plenty preoccupied with.
He hit the turbo button and got right through there.
Giants QB Daniel Jones has to be accounted for as well as a runner.
Second rushing touchdown for Daniel Jones.
Cowboys had all kinds of problems stopping runners last year, so let's see what Mozzie Smith can do. They picked him in the 1st round for this exact type of game.
And there's Mozzie Smith clogging up the middle.
Giants pass game. Jones has to hope his line can hold up against Dallas's pass rush. Will they be able to keep Micah Parsons off DJ?
It's another 2-sack game for Micah Parsons.
Anything's given without seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Micah's not the only guy Jones has to worry about. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence is a threat despite his lowish sack total the last few years. Defensive tackle Dorrance Armstrong doesn't get enough love. 8.5 bagman in 2022.
Flushed out, runs, sacked.
Not to mention guys like Dexter Fowler, Sam Williams, all against a line that was susceptible to giving up a lot of sacks last year and is relying on mostly the same guys who started most of those games.
That's another sack.
New York's passing game. We'll see what new tight end Darren Waller can give him. His injuries have limited his production the last 2 seasons.
Darren Waller in 2020 made the Pro Bowl, 107 catches.
Wide receiver Paris Campbell also dons the New York shade of blue for the first time, 600-plus yards in Indy.
Brian Dable and Joe Shane are showing off their new toys.
Jones will have his top 2022 wide receiver option. Darius Slayton gave him over 700-plus.
That's how you do it! Oh, you don't need that!
That group and Barkley, who gets a lot of action in the passing game as well, taking on a Cowboys secondary with very few holes.
He knew it was his ball. Something overcame him.
Trayvon Diggs, name speaks for itself.
You held me.
No,
You just held me.
you just held my face.
No, I did not. Stop capping.
Not much of a drop-off at cornerback spot number 2 either. Stephon Gilmore's first regular season game and a star.
Broken up! It's broken up! Stephon Gilmore with a pass breakup!
But check out the rest. Safety Donovan Wilson held QBs to a low 70s rate last year. Safety Jaron Kearse, low 70s. Safety Malik Hooker, low 70s. Cornerback Deron Bland, mid 70s, 5 INTs.
Bland has been anything but since he's taken over that slot position.
2023 season is here, and so am I. Game preview guide. The bag still fits. Proves I didn't gain a single pound this offseason. Don't need more talking heads, just more talk about football, which is what you guys can do in the comments section so that this preview has it all. Giants Cowboys, one of the GOAT rivalries, and on that note, real fast.
And he's going to take a camera from that photographer on a tripod, and he brandishes it as a weapon, but never does use it.
Brand new on NFL Throwback, NFL Explained Evolution of Rivalries and Divisions. Check out the path that led Dallas and New York to hate each other so much. Now, to those picks we end these with, happy football season, everybody. The panel, by the way, NFL Network folk, Colleen Wolfe, Daniel Jeremiah, MJD, Adam Rank, Marcus Grant, NFL.com writers Kevin Patra, Grant Gordon, Eric Edelm, Nick Shook, Mark Sessler. Eventually, those little dashes will show who's doing best.